Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's TTEC Talent Show, powered by TTEC. We're happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us in the middle of your day or your evening, wherever you may be in the world. We're happy to have you here. We come live on LinkedIn every other Thursday at noon Eastern to share the stories of our talent, all of the amazing innovators, creatives that power TTEC. So thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Rebecca Brookson. I'll be the host for today's show. And before we get started, we would love to hear from you. Please do share with us in the comments where you're joining us from today, wherever that may be in the world. It's always so great to watch the show and see where the audience is joining us from. I myself am here in Scottsdale, Arizona, in the United States, and it is a beautiful day here. We suffer through the summers, but have to admit it's a pretty fantastic day here in Arizona. So please do let us know where you're joining us from. We love participation. And oh, great, we've got Savannah, Georgia. Hello, Sharon. It is great to see you. Actually, that's on my bucket list of a place I would love to come and visit. Thanks for joining us here today. Oh, we also have Frostproof Florida. I didn't even know that that was a place, but I think we should all come to Frostproof Florida. That is fantastic. South Carolina in the house. Thank you so much for joining us today. And hey, another fellow Arizonan. Shout out to those of you in Tucson, Arizona. Hey, Michelle from Denver, Colorado. Fantastic to have you here with us today. Oh, Alex, hi, you're here in Scottsdale. Nice to see you. And Michigan. So this is fantastic. Again, thank you all for joining us today and being a part of what I think is going to be a really inspirational and impactful show. Did you all know that 15% of the world's population lives with some form of disability? Well, tomorrow, December 3rd, that may be today, wherever you may be in the world, but the UN recognized holiday of International Day of Persons with Disabilities is taking place. And it's a very special day to mark, to honor building a world that is a more inclusive community. And so, oh, hey, we've also got, before we get over to our guest, Athens, Greece here, Mexico City. So excited. Thank you again, all from all around the globe for joining us today, because today we're putting a spotlight on the Philippines and the amazing work that the TTEC team does in the Philippines to support the persons with disability community. And one of the ways they do that is through Spectrum, our employee resource group. So today, we've invited a very special guest, Natni Badiola. She has 11 years, just very new here with TTEC, but she has 11 years here with our organization. She's senior manager of human capital. And additionally, she is the project lead for the PWD community, the initiatives under the umbrella of the Spectrum Group. So we're really honored to have her here today. And we think you're all going to be very inspired by what Natni and her team and volunteers are doing to support the PWD community in the Philippines. Natni, good evening.
Hello,
Hello.
hello. Thank you, Rebecca. And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you are. I'm happy to be part of the show. Hello from the Philippines. It's 1 a.m. my time. So, good morning to everyone. Thank you again for having me.
Yes, and Natni, we can tell you're passionate by the fact that you haven't gone to bed yet. You've been up since 6 a.m. your time, and you're here to talk about building a more inclusive community. And I think all the things, of course, tomorrow is the celebration for the UN Day. However, the Philippines, as usual, is bringing the party ahead of time and the celebration and the honoring of the community. So, before we get into all of the great things that the Philippines are doing, could you tell us a little bit more about you?
Sure, sure. So I'm Natni Badiola. As you said, I've been with TTEC for 11 years. I'm still very happy to be part of this awesome company. I am a mother of twins. I have two girls. They're 12 years old. And I call them TTEC babies because literally they started with me. They grew up with TTEC, so they joined every party of TTEC. So I'm also a sports minded person. I love outdoor activities. And I am also a registered person with disability. I have an autoimmune disease. I was diagnosed when I was in fifth grade. So I've been living with this for quite a while now. And my journey has been challenging, but I would say inspiring because I was able to, um, uh, make the days better despite the disability I have. So yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Natni, for sharing a little bit more about your story. And if you're ever in the States, please come to Arizona and we'll go on some hikes together, get some of the outdoor going.
Would love
um,
to.
yes, yes, that would be fantastic. So, one of the things that the Philippines really does an amazing job of is through connecting the employees through the employee resource group that is Spectrum. Could you talk a little bit overall about Spectrum and then dial into the catalyst for what you've been doing with the PWD community in particular?
Yeah, so the Spectrum Group in the Philippines is been ongoing for quite a while now. We promote diversity and inclusivity, and we have a lot of groups under Spectrum. So this is not just focused to the PWD group or the persons with disability. We also have other groups like the Women in Leadership. We have Solo Parent. We have Working Student, and of course, we also have LGBTQIA plus. So we have a lot of initiatives and programs that promotes the advocacy of these programs. So yeah, I'm leading the this work stream, particularly the PWD, and we're very happy that we have created some initiatives already for the year. And I'm happy to share a little more about it later on as we go through, the show.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you so much for um, nurturing and building this community within Spectrum and within TTEC. Could you tell us, as I said before, the Philippines always knows how to celebrate and recognize their employees in the community. And so, could you tell us a little bit more about some of the activities that you've been doing and your amazing Grant a Wish program? I think that is just so inspirational, and everyone needs to hear about it.
So technically the celebration of the International Persons with Disability is today, December 3rd. And in the Philippines we start celebrating Christmas early, right? So we start celebrating Christmas September up until until the end of the year. So December is a busy month for the Philippines. That's why we planned out our celebration ahead of time. We recently concluded our PWD celebration last November 18th. And this is just one of the activities we have built for the PWD work stream. So we launched the Grant a Wish program for all the PWD members we have in the Philippines, to share their stories, their journey, and be an inspiration to the others and encourage others that have not come up yet, right? Come out yet, and share that they're part of the community. So we identified three winners. So in fact, we have two minor grant awardees. With which we awarded, assistance regarding to regarding their needs related to their disabilities, and we also have one major grant award winner who wished for a titanium leg brace for him to be able to walk properly. So it was very inspiring story, Rebecca, when we awarded when we recognized him and provided him the award. He was very overwhelmed. He was very emotional. I'm very happy that he got the award. So and his story is really inspirational.
That's amazing. I can't imagine reading those stories and having to go through that selection process. And congratulations to the three people whose wishes were granted, and to you and the team for bringing that type of program to life. Um, as we were saying in our talk ahead of time, was that creating that safe space for people to feel that they can come out and share more about their disabilities is a really important part of what you do. And so having that program in place, I'm sure, is really beneficial to nurturing that type of environment as well. So um, that leads to, let's get our audience involved a little bit. It's always so great to hear their feedback, and they share their inspirational stories as well. And kind of on that note of what actions are you taking as an individual or within wherever you may be part of an employee resource group or company, to create a more inclusive world, to create a place where people can feel that they can bring their authentic selves to work, to play, to wherever you may be in the world. So if you could drop in the comments what you're doing, would be great. We can all learn from each other, and it's an important topic, not just because tomorrow is the International Day of Persons with Disabilities, but something that we can carry into 2022. I don't know if you all, I don't know, Natni, can you believe it's December and almost the new year? And
Yeah. So it's just like when we started the pandemic, and now it's like what, almost 2 years already in this situation, right? So can't believe that 2021 is almost over.
yes, it's really amazing. And just to go to one of the comments in the chat from Kevin, Kevin was sharing that it's incredible granting a wish to be able to walk. So inspiring, and it's so very true. What you're all doing every day is changing lives, either by creating that safe space for people to declare more about who they are and their disability, or whether it's something life altering like this, with giving somebody a titanium leg brace. That's just really, really amazing. So, thank you so much for that. So, as we are coming upon the end of our show, and thank you again so much, Natni, for being here. If you're in the Philippines and you're a part of the TTEC family, how do you get involved in either Spectrum or in the PWD community overall that you have going?
Right. So one of the objectives of the work stream is actually to campaign and create awareness about the group. So I guess the key takeaway for the people watching the show is for you to be to come out, right? We have you have a big group in TTEC, not just here in the Philippines, but I'm sure there are a lot of people that's going through the same journey. It's good that you have someone to talk to. So I encourage everyone to participate in the initiatives and the programs that we create under Spectrum, particularly to the PWD. We launch surveys regularly for survey and registration for our registered PWDs. And if you feel that you are a self-declared PWD, reach out to your human capital business partners to learn more about the programs and initiatives of Spectrum. So yeah.
That's great. It seems like a really important group to be a part of. Please do take part in those surveys. Talk with your human capital business partner, whether you're here with the TTEC family or wherever you are in the world. We're all working towards building and fostering a more inclusive environment. And Natni, before we go, I just wanted to share a couple more of the audience's comments, because I think it builds on the topic today and what you've been sharing with us. Michelle shared, to build a more inclusive world, be open and curious to learn about different lived experiences. And also, oh, Patricia, thank you so much for sharing your comment. If it weren't for TTEC, I'd still be out of work. I am a hearing impaired person. So Natni, what you're doing and the team in the Philippines is changing people's lives every day. So honored to have you here in the middle of your night, might I add, to share your passion for this community. And hope you have an amazing weekend. I hear there's a end of year party as well.
That's tomorrow, correct? And no, thank you, Rebecca, for having me here. I'm happy to share, the the work of the team, and we're very passionate about what we're doing, and we would like to invite everybody to join the community, build that community. You don't need to be a PWD to be part of this work stream. So come out and talk to us, share your journey, share your share what you're going through, and talk to someone else. Right, we're here, and we want to create that inclusive workplace. So um, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Natni, we're going to share a couple hot jobs next, and one is on the Philippines team. So I am sure people, after hearing this inspirational story, will want to learn more about that. So thank you again to Natni for joining us today. Our show is almost coming to an end, but of course, we wanted to bring you some hot jobs. So, everyone, if you head, and I'm sure some of our team members in the chat might also be able to drop today's two featured jobs for you. But if you head over to ttechjobs.com, this is our corporate website, and this is the source of truth for all jobs related to TTEC. You can search right here by the keywords and in the region that you may be coming to us from. So today's jobs, we are, again, as I said, we are featuring a role that is offered. In the Philippines, it is joining our very own talent acquisition marketing team. So I'll get to work with you. It's not on my team, but I'll get to work with you. And you'll be helping to elevate people's careers through becoming a content strategist with us as a lead specialist with our talent acquisition marketing and communications team. So essentially you will be helping create content, analyzing our paid advertising and organic advertising, and supporting the North America initiative. So this is a U.S. shift, working from home in the Philippines. We encourage you to come and learn more about this role and what you can bring to helping people find their career and elevate their journey here with T-Tech. So please come join our talent acquisition marketing team if you're in the Philippines looking for a U.S. shift. Now, let's head all the way over to the United States and to West Virginia. We are hiring if you are looking for a full time or part time position and you're within 60 miles of West of Morgantown, West Virginia. We are hiring customer service representatives. So, if you're looking to help provide solutions and make an impact on customers' lives every day, and you have 6 months customer experience, service experience, excuse me, and a high school diploma or equivalent, we'd love for you to come and check out this job. Again, that's on T-Tech Jobs, and customer service representative in Morgantown, West Virginia. But that's only two of the hundreds of jobs that we have available around the world. So please do join us on T-Tech Jobs and search for your region and for the type of position that you're interested in. Everyone, thank you so much once again for joining us for today's very special show about how we can create a more inclusive world and how we can all be the change, right? Like Gandhi says. So we will be back again in a couple of weeks. Once again, thank you to Natni Badiola, to the team behind the scenes that works very hard to pull this show together, and for all of you for joining us today. Have a wonderful next 2 weeks, and we'll see you on December 16th. Thank you.